spectacular SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Today, a good matchup in the NFC. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Los Angeles Rams. Mike Tirico in the booth with Greg Olsen and Blake Grupe on the field to get this started. Off we go from Southern California. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Rams once again led by Matthew Stafford at quarterback. First 12 years with Detroit, his 5th year with the Rams, including a Super Bowl championship, winning Super Bowl 56. The #1 overall pick all the way back in 2009.
I had a coach tell me earlier in my career, Mike, specifically about the quarterback position. If you don't have fast feet, you better have a fast mind. And here we have a guy that has played a lot of games under center. He has seen a lot of football, and while he might not be as mobile, he might not have the arm strength to make all the throws he had earlier in his career, that experience behind center, that experience being in these moments before, man, having that quick mind, there's not a whole lot of defense is going to throw at him that he hasn't seen.
And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. Stafford on target to Puka, and the Rams have a first down.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
Going right back to Nakua, complete. And he's down on the other side of midfield. Mark him at the 48-yard line. Another catch on the drive. This one for 13 yards. And another first down.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
On play action, it's Stafford. Nowhere to go. He is taken down. Ryan Brzee in there for the sack. He forced his way through. A loss of 9.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. Nakua snags it over the middle. Forget about 6 before he's taken down.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
Throw on 3rd down, Stafford. To the left side, and Adams has it. And he'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the first down. It's going to bring up 4th down.
When you throw the ball short of the sticks on 3rd down, you're relying heavily on the yards after the catch. So give credit to the defense here. Once the ball carrier had the ball, multiple guys around him, corralled him, take him down short of the sticks.
So 4th down, the Rams will send out Ethan Evans to punt. Back deep for the Saints, it's Rashid Shaheed. This is going to get out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. They'll be led out by a 5th-round selection out of the 2024 draft. From South Carolina by way of Oklahoma, it's Spencer Rattler.
You know, I'm interested to watch him play today, Mike. I think this is a guy that hasn't had a lot of opportunity throughout his career to prove himself time and time again, week by Luke. So limited action, limited game experience, but he's definitely got all the skills to be successful in this league.
A big play to kick off this drive. An even 40 yards.
Both pre-snap and post-snap, this is about as well done as you can do at the quarterback position. Get in and out of the right call, identifying the holes along the back end, and then the throw. You can't put it in a better spot. I mean, that's just a big-time play.
First carry now for Alvin Kamara. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
He was brought down by
A corner who is not only a good tackler, Mike, but a willing tackler can be a huge asset to any defense. So often they get a bad rap. They're considered just pass defenders. They want to run around. But for a guy to be able to come up and force the run and keep this to no gain, man, that makes a big difference on any defense.
They'll run the zone read here on third down. And he's not going to get away. They're going to bring him down on the other side of midfield.
The decision whether to keep the ball or to hand it to the back happens so fast. In this case, the quarterback thinks it was a keep read. The defense was there ready to stop him. Tackle for loss.
Third and long. And here's Rattler. A throw on the move is caught. What a letdown for the defense. They allow a conversion on 3rd and 16.
First down, Saints.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
Good blocking to the 15. And he's in. Alvin Kamara. Touchdown, New Orleans.
It's not often in the NFL, Mike, that we see a run play result in a touchdown of this length. A lot of things have to go right. The right look by the defense, executing by the offensive line and all of your blockers. And then sometimes it's just, I got a better guy with the ball in my hand than you do on defense. And I think all of those things here were at play and results in a big touchdown.
Blake Grupe comes on for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Saints will take a 7-0 lead.
Rams, nothing.
After the touchdown, it's Grupe to kick this one away. On the return, this is Blake Corum. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. Rams offense ready now for their second drive. First carry here for Kyren Williams. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Stafford. Unloads downfield, looking for Nakua. And he will take this one in. 74 yards. Touchdown, Los Angeles. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
Joshua Carty comes out now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Rams will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. We're all tied, 7 apiece, and the kick's away. Velus Jones now on the return. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The Saints offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Kamara. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. About 15 yards to kick off the drive. It's a 1st down.
1st down, New Orleans.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
Here's a zone read. He'll keep it himself. And he'll be met in the backfield and drop behind the line of scrimmage.
So it's just a simple read, but it's really well defended. They had both the give and the pull reads both accounted for, and the play ends up going nowhere.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up 2nd and long. It's 2nd down and 12. In motion is Hill. Out of the shotgun, it's Rattler. And it's a reception for Taysom Hill. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
Just take what the defense is giving you, and you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch-and-catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game. Now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
On 3rd down, it's Rattler. He's got his man. That's Olave. 17 yards on that connection. It's good for a Saints 1st down.
17 yards. And the Saints 1st down.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. We think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last. Max doing everything in his power to try to get that ball around the edge to the boundary, but just great pursuit there by this linebacker, staying with his angles, running through contact, and he makes the play behind the line.
Here's a 2nd and 12. Rattler now back to throw. Here's a screen coming for Kamara. And he'll be out of bounds after a gain of 9. They'll go about trying to convert on 3rd down.
A 9-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Third and short yardage, and here's Rattler. This one is pulled in. Are the feet in bounds? Yes! Brandon Cooks. Touchdown, Saints.
And that was just a great drive, really from start to finish, Mike. You could see the play caller just really finding his rhythm, mix in run, mix in pass, results in the touchdown pass, but really everything they did, the entire possession worked to perfection. And you can sustain the drives like that and come away with touchdowns. Man, that goes a long way towards establishing your identity for the rest of this game.
On comes Blake Grupe for the PAT. He's got it. Saints will move out to a 14-7 lead.
14. Rams 7.
After the touchdown, it's Grupe to kick this one away. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. And he's already topped the century mark in receiving yards here in this first half. So you'd have to think the bulk of the targets are going to continue to go his way. Stafford now on 1st down. Open man, downfield, it is Adams. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. An ideal beginning to this drive. 24 on the first play.
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
Tyler Higbee was the intended receiver. And it'll bring up second down.
Timing and trust. Critical elements of this quick passing game. If your target and the quarterback are not on the same page, it winds up being an incompletion and a wasted down.
To throw on second down, Stafford. He'll drop this down to Williams. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. We have an injured player for the Rams on the field. So as they look at the injured player, we'll take a timeout. This is 3rd and 6. To the air again. Stafford. That one into the hands of Atwell. And he puts his head down and he picks up the first down.
And the Rams first down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
I think they're going to have to be more creative here on the back end with the types of coverages they show this quarterback. Change the look pre-snap to post-snap. Mix in zone, mix in man. They got to make it more challenging on the quarterback going forward.
They go play action with Stafford. The pass rush gets home and he goes down. Pete Werner. He gets into drop in. It's a loss of 8.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
On the play fake, here's Stafford. Off-balance throw. It's complete. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with third down.
It's actually a really nice job there on second down, putting this into a third and more manageable down and distance. Remember, they suffered that first down sack, and so often that can derail the drive, but they got a chance here to pick this up and maintain possession.
On third down, here's Williams. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
This is one of those down and distances where the offense really could either run or pass, but give credit to the defense. They sold out to stop the run, and boy, were they right. They take them down for a loss.
So on comes Joshua Carty to try this field goal. This from 45 yards away. Carty's kick is good. And the Rams are back within 4 at 14-10.
And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
Jones now on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Saints offense getting set to get back to work. The lead sits at 4. So they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. They'll motion their tight end Johnson. On 1st down, they'll start out with Kamara. And he'll move this forward out to the 29-yard line. Tackle made by Nate Landman.
brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's a 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, it's Rattler. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a first down. A gain there of 27 yards.
First down.
This pass defense, it just has to be better than this, Mike. They have to do a better job accounting for everybody in their coverages. They have to play their defense exactly according to the plan, because if not, this quarterback has enough weapons, he can spread the ball out and find the open space.
And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 43-yard line.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 8. Now a toss, running left with Kamara. Trying to find someplace to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
So much of what makes a toss play so good is it allows you to get the ball on the perimeter of the defense really quickly, and it doesn't stress all of your backside blocking. But on the downside, it does get your running back running east and west. They're running sideways for the first couple steps, and with a defense that can run to the ball, they're able to get you down for a loss.
Chris Olave, the intended receiver. And that's going to lead to a 4th down.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey, guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
The Saints will punt this one away. Xavier Smith is deep for L.A. That's going to hit and continue out of bounds just inside the 20-yard line. The Rams offense ready to get back at it. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. And they'll be taken down just shy of the 30. They'll get 11 there. And that's a quick first down.
The best offensive play callers in the NFL, Mike, do a great job tying in their under-center run game, like we just saw here, with their under-center play action game. And the ability to make those two things look alike, man, it puts a lot of stress on the defense.
On first down, right back to Williams. He'll try to push forward. He'll wind up getting 3 yards with that one. Alontae Taylor is there for the stop.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 33-yard line.
From the 33, here's 2nd and 7. A shotgun snap to Stafford. Throw over the middle, brought in by Adams. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. 4 catches already in this opening quarter, off to a hot start as he picks up the first down.
Not a whole lot complicated about this play, Mike. That was understanding where the holes of the defense were. Remember, in this zone coverage, you got to find green grass. Get past the first down marker, be friendly to the quarterback, and then the ball has to be out on time before those zone defenders can react to the receiver. It's exactly how it played out here. You can drop all the fancy plays you want, but when the quarterback and the receiver see it through the same set of eyes, it's virtually impossible to stop.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 4. They'll go again with Williams. And he'll get the first down there, a pickup of about 5 yards.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen. And not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2. But it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor. And when you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground, man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
We tend to make NFL offense very complicated, Mike, but sometimes it's as simple as this. Get the ball into the hands of your playmakers and just let them do the rest.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 1. They'll run it with Williams. And he moves down to the 25. That's good enough for a first down.
7-yard gain. That's good for our Rams. First down. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
It's Stafford. That's into the hands of the tight end, Tyler Higbee. And he'll be taken down with the first down as time will run out on this opening quarter. Second quarter now, Rams in control of the football. Ball sitting at the 7. 1st and goal. As we are ready to get back underway. This one caught at the 4.
You can see the eyes of the quarterback. He's trying to push this ball initially downfield, but with the defense doing a good job keeping a lid on the coverage, he's forced to check this ball down to the shallow route. But this is something that they know in the future. If I need a couple yards, they can come back to this play.
Second down, it's Stafford. That one taken in. Puka Nacua. Touchdown, Los Angeles. His 2nd TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer, because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
On comes Joshua Carty for the extra point. His kick is good, and the Rams move out to a 3-point edge, 17-14.
Saints 14.
So following the score, here's Evans to send it away. This one taken at the 7. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Saints offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Off play action, here's Rattler. This one downfield, complete to Cooks. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
First down.
That's his 3rd catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
The defender has to do a better job here, Mike, of getting depth. He wants to elevate that ball to give his secondary defender a chance to make a play. He gets too much width, not enough depth, and a quarterback like this is going to take advantage.
And he'll plow forward for a gain of 4 yards.
He was brought down at his 49-yard line.
just shy of midfield. Here's 2nd and 5. Working out of the gun, here's Rattler. He'll tuck it and take off. And he will slide to a halt, but he does have the first down.
A gain of 11 on the play. And the Saints first down.
Mike, this is great awareness by the quarterback manipulating the pocket. He feels the pressure coming on around him, but so often the soft spot is moving up in the pocket. That's exactly what he does. Takes off down the middle of the field, picks up good yardage, and a first down.
And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 38-yard line.
From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8. They'll motion their tight end, Johnson. On the handoff, it's Kamara. Oh, a loose football. And the Rams come up with the recovery.
And as you can see with that fumble, Mike, it really just goes back to the fundamentals of how they're taught to carry the ball. And they talk about the points of pressure. And the biggest thing really, Mike, is you want the front tip of the ball, the part where your fingers cover, to always be higher than the back tip of the ball. So often you see that front tip go down, and it makes it so much easier for that defender to kind of rake it out. So you want pressure against the outside of the ball, both tips, the inside of the ball, and then keep that front point up.
It's out wide to Williams. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 42-yard line.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 6. On the ground, this is Williams. And he'll get this up to the 44. Kool-Aid McKinstry up to make the tackle.
4-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 4.
Here's a 3rd down and 4. Working out of the gun, Stafford. He gets this complete, finding Adams. 14 on the pickup. Good for a Rams first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
It just seems like whenever they need a big play on 3rd down, you can almost guarantee that he's someone they're going to try to get the ball to, and certainly easy to see why. Clutch play by everyone involved and keeps the offense on the field.
Unloads downfield, looking for Nakua. That's to the end zone, where it's incomplete. What a job in coverage, muscling that one free. It'll be 2nd down now.
That was a perfectly timed hit, and I think it actually saved 6 points, Mike. He got there just as the ball did, and I think it was the contact that separated him from the ball.
Play action, Stafford. That's right side. He's got Ferguson. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
On 3rd down, Stafford. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. Already closing in on 100 yards receiving in the first half. That one picks up a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
So far here early, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these 3rd downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force 3rd down, they got to get off the field.
Out of the shotgun, they give it to Williams. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. again, 2 plays in a row. And another first down.
Mike, the old adage, you run to set up the pass. This modern offense nowadays, we're starting to see that flipped upside down on its head. Typically, the success of the passing game is what allows teams to have success like this in the run game.
That is hauled in at the 5. And he's taken down, but they are in business. This sets up first and goal.
That's another.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
And he's going to lose yardage here, taken down back at the 8.
We call them safeties because they're usually the last line of defense, but not here. On this play, he's up there at the line of scrimmage attacking the offense, and he takes him down for a negative play.
It's back at the 8 now for second and goal. From the gun, here's Stafford. The second down throw is incomplete.
A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
Big play coming up, third and goal. Now Stafford on third and goal. Pushed out to his left.
What a nice play defensively. It's always a bit of a challenge. How long do I stay in coverage defending my zone or my man? Or how fast do I come up and pursue a scrambling quarterback? They did a nice job rallying to the ball late. They're able to bring him down to force 4th down.
This has been quite the drive. 3 points would kind of feel like a letdown, so they're going to go for it here on 4th and goal. Late for touchdown, Rams.
You know, Mike, I think we're going to see a lot of this, and you know why? It's the new kickoff rule. So think about it. In the old days, you'd kick a field goal, you'd kick a touchback, and your opponent would have the ball on the 20. You didn't give up as much field position, but you only got 3 points. Nowadays, you go for 3 points and you kick a touchback. They get the ball on the 35. It's almost 30 yards of field position. You're just better off going for touchdowns when you get in here tight.
Carney now to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Rams go up by 10. 24-14 is their lead.
Saints 14.
So following the score, here's Evans to send it away. Jones now on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Saints offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. The deficit is 10, 24-14. So work to do as they come up for 1st and 10. Here's a zone read to start the drive. And he'll be taken down as he takes it just shy of midfield. That's a gain of 21 to open this drive.
And this is really an area, Mike, that he excels in. He makes the right decision to keep the ball himself, and then when he hits the hole, he doesn't stop until he picks up the 1st down.
A play fake. Now, Rattler. That one out wide for Kamara. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. A pickup of 14 on that ball. 1st down, New Orleans.
So the rule of thumb, so often when you call these play-action passes, Mike, is that the guy you fake it to, he tends to be wide open more often than not, and it's exactly the case here. Dump it off to the back in the flat, and he does the rest.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all. They'll stop it here. We have an injured Saints on the play. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Out of the shotgun, it's Rattler. And this is going to be caught, but they say out of bounds. So, incomplete pass.
Well, it's going to go down as an incompletion, but it wasn't from a lack of effort. I mean, he did everything in his power to try to get both feet in bounds. The pass just took him a little bit too close to the sideline, and he just wasn't able to save the play.
On 3rd down, it's Rattler. That's deep for the back of the end zone. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
Here's their punter now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And no chance of a run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. Matthew Stafford and the Rams offense getting set to go again. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. He spread it around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. They put Adams in motion. Man in motion, heading right. A play fake. Now Stafford to throw. To the sideline, and what a catch, and what a great job to keep the feet alive. Inbounds as good as you can do it. That catch puts them over 100 yards for the game, and we still have another half to go. That catch picks up the 1st down. Out of the gun, Stafford. Right back to Adams. He's got it again. Another catch on the drive. This one for 13 yards. And another 1st down.
If you're going to give him this much time to scan the field, he's inevitably going to find an open man downfield like he does here. That's a great job remaining patient and letting that play develop.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. He'll find his tight end in the middle of the field to take the lead.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but 1st down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
Here comes 2nd and 4. Throwing again is Stafford, who outs another catch for his favorite target.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 1.
They'll empty out the backfield as they come up for 3rd and a yard. They'll throw once more. Here's Stafford. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. How about 4 catches on this drive alone? Time to change the defense. This one gets him another 1st down. Off-play action. It's Stafford. This one complete to Atwell. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
13 more yards.
That's 13 more on that play. And quickly, another 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
On the carry, it's Williams. And he's brought down after a gain of a couple.
He does a nice job coming from his safety position, filling his run gap assignment, and keeps this to a modest gain at best.
They face 2nd down and 7. From the shotgun, it's Stafford. That is caught by the tight end, Tyler Higbee. Touchdown, L.A. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
The extra point from Hardy is good. And the Rams add on one more as they extend their 2nd quarter lead. So following the score, here's Evans to send it away. Jones now on the return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. Now out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. A play fake. They'll throw with Rattler. He lets one go. Looking for Shaheed. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down.
And really what stands out to me the most in this first half, Mike, is just there's very little separation among these receivers downfield. The quarterback has to throw into a lot of tight windows, contested catches, and they continue to do a nice job separating the ball from the man.
That's going to be pulled in by Kamara. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. That is a big gainer for the Saints. And even 30 yards.
And if you're going to play quarterback at this level, you have to be able to handle pressure, especially when you're facing a blitz. So the reality is, the more players that rush, there's less players in coverage. So if done correctly, there's a lot of space in that secondary.
He's going to be taken down at about the 30. That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A 1st down.
This is a guy who's been doing it at a high level, Mike, for a long time. Not too many running backs finding success in the NFL past the age of 30. That's usually when they kind of ride off into the sunset, but as always, there's the exception to every rule.
On 1st down, they'll stay with Kamara on the ground. This time they're ready for it. Room to run the last snap, not this one. They stop him for no gain.
So his team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the 2nd half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
And nice work there after the catch. He's a little short of the 1st down after a gain of 7.
And it's 3rd down.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. So, 2 minutes to play in a back-and-forth 1st half. Greg and I return to SoFi Stadium after a short break. 3rd down, 3 to go. 3rd and short yardage, and here's Rattler. And that is incomplete.
But here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a 3rd and very reasonable incomplete on that third down try. Now brings up 4th and short.
He's going to try to get this himself. And he's not going to get there. Couple of yards short. And this is going to be a turnover on downs.
And here we have a real gutsy call here, Mike, early in this game offensively. I think you're giving up a surefire field goal attempt, but at the same time, you're demonstrating to your players, hey, offense, I have a lot of trust in you, and let's see if they have this same approach as the rest of this game plays on.
The Rams offense and Davante Adams heading back onto the field. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. A shotgun snap to Stafford. To the left side, and Adams has it. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Atwell sent in motion here. Play action now for Stafford. There's a short one taken in by Higbee. And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game, and you can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
They'll try to run for it with Williams. And this is going to be a Rams 1st down. The tackle made at about the 43-yard line. Now the Rams going to use the first of their timeouts. Clock stops with a little under a minute to go in the 2nd quarter. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Play action, Stafford. That's to the left side and pulled in by Higbee. And he's out of bounds. Gain of 4. It'll bring up 2nd down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
In motion, it's the tight end, Higbee. Right side, complete to Nakua. And that's a 1st down. It will be a gain of 8.
So as the saying in the NFL, Mike, short throw, long catch, and that's exactly what they wanted to go with here. Operate in the quick game, don't stress the protection, and while he didn't get necessarily the big play, he does get enough to move the chains.
1st down, Stafford. He gets this to the veteran tight end, Higbee. And they'll take this down inside the 35. Now a timeout Rams, that's number 2. And they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half. Stafford to throw again. He gets it into the hands of Atwell.
Complete to Tutu Atwell. A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
And with just 4 seconds left in the 1st half, a timeout is called. So on comes Joshua Carty to try this field goal. This one from 43 yards away. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Rams can tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the 1st half.
And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
Velus Jones going to bring it out. And he's going to be taken down. That is going to do it for us in this first half.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olsen.
Scott, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to kickoff of this second half. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Saints offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. They'll work the middle here with Kamara. He plunges forward for a couple of yards. It's Darius Williams up to make the stop.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
From the 29, here's 2nd and 8. Working out of the gun, here's Rattler. Now he takes off. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a first down.
A gain of 15.
A quarterback who can extend the play with his legs, Mike, is just such a key element to today's modern offenses. You can see there was nowhere for him to go with the ball, but he decides to turn into a runner, picks up a great gain, and ultimately a first down.
Pistol give to Kamara. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
The tackle made at the
Give them 12 on that one. They are on the march. Another first down.
First down.
Finding yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks, so don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
And he's close to another first down. This is brought down just shy of the marker.
It takes a certain guy in that slot position to be willing and able to go across the middle of the defense on those in-breaking routes. You can tell this guy, he doesn't care. He is fearless going across the middle, and he's able to secure a nice catch.
A give up the middle with Kamara. And he'll get past the marker. So he's got a first down on that gain of 5.
So, Mike, you know by now my philosophy on third down. If it was up to me, I don't even want to be in third down. I want to get all of my conversions on 1st and 2nd down and be able to stay in those neutral down situations. So it's exactly what they do here. They lean on the ground game and pick up a fresh set of downs.
In trouble, and down he goes.
Let's give a lot of credit there, Mike, to this defense. They remain disciplined on that play-action fake. Nobody bid on it. And quarterback has no choice but to just eat the ball and take the snap.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. They'll go play action here with Rattler. Well, right side to Olave. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
A gain of 19 yards.
It's a gain of 19 in the air. It's good for a Saints first down. Operating from the gun, it's Rattler. Shaheed with the catch. And he's close to another first down. He's brought down just shy of the marker.
Probably took him a little bit longer than they would have preferred, but he finally gets on the board. First catch, first touch. Here as we start the second half.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's second and inches. Out of the shotgun, it's Rattler. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with first and goal.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets and put so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
No handoff, he'll keep it himself. And he will take it in himself. Spencer Rattler, touchdown New Orleans. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon.
This is one of the more impressive drives that we've seen in a while here, Mike, and to cap it off, it's a simple read option, but for some reason, the defense just doesn't account for the quarterback keeping the ball, and by the time they realize who has it, he's in the open field and on his way for 6.
Groupie now for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Saints are able to cut into the deficit.
Saints 21.
After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Corum. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Rams offense ready for their first possession of this second half. They're going to be looking to possibly push this to a 3-score advantage. What to do on this drive? First and 10. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all. We have an injured player for the Rams on the field. And as the medical staff looks him over, we'll step aside. We'll try again. It's second and 10. Working out of the gun, Stafford. He'll drop this down to Williams. He'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
Well, this is a great example of the old saying, Mike. You never go broke taking a profit. And give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big explosive play he was looking for, but getting the ball into the hands of his running back, allow him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch.
Stafford now on third down. He's got a man. That's Nacua. Complete. It'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line. It's a big play with Stafford and Nacua. 31 yards. They'll come up first and 10 at the 40. Here's the give up the middle with Williams. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down.
He's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense. And right now, it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
It's another run here for Williams. And he'll work his way for about 4 yards. That's good enough for a first down.
I think this second down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a third down and short. But there's no need for third down. He was able to get enough on second, and they get a fresh set of downs.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. They'll go with Williams. And that'll be a pickup of 3.
Tackled at the 25-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
From the 25, here's 2nd down and 7. Off the bootleg, it's Stafford. The throw on the run is complete. And they're in business now. He is out of bounds inside the 10. 17 yards that time to number 17.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
A short game, down to the 7.
He's tackled at the 7-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and goal.
Now here's 2nd and goal. Stafford. A throw there on 2nd down, going to be incomplete.
Yeah, and I think that's a really smart decision. You certainly don't want to take a sack in any goal-to-go situation, or even worse, throw a pick. So understanding he still has 2 more shots at the end zone, I really like that decision.
A nice drive. This is the 9th play coming up, and they cash it in on 3rd and goal. Now Stafford on 3rd and goal. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag comes in. That might make this a first down. Williams is into the end zone. Touchdown. Taking care of business on the ground to get the score. And Greg, the big guys up front, they deserve some praise on that one.
Absolutely, Mike. And it really only takes one guy to distort the defense and win his block. But in this case, give credit to the entire unit. They did their job, and they reward their offense with a touchdown.
Stafford brings the Rams to the line. They'll try to get 2.
The Rams will line up.
They're going to try to run for it with Williams. And he finds his way to the end zone again. Scores both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion to extend the lead.
Not a real complicated breakdown needed here, Mike. In short yardage situations like that, if you have confidence in both your back and your offensive line, sometimes it's the simplest plays that have the best results.
Jones now on the return. Oh! He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Saints offense and veteran Alvin Kamara set to take over once more. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on 1st down. Looking to throw, Rattler. He'll step up and run, and he'll slide to a halt after picking up about 6.
A 6-yard pickup.
Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
Throwing is Rattler. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
And even though you're facing a big deficit, I still think this is the right decision. At some point, you do have to start forcing the ball to make something happen, but you can't be reckless. So I think this would have been more on the reckless side, and certainly a good decision. Maintain possession of the ball.
They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. Can't ask for much more. On the screen, they gain 19 yards and a first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Nice chunk here in this good-looking drive. Pickup of 14 and a first down.
And he continues to carry the ball well. Another nice one here. But as they find themselves continuing to trail here in the second half, the opposing team's defense is not really concerned about the run game. They need to find a way to use the pass to get the lead and then go back to this run game to close the game out.
A play fake. Now, Rattler. The left side into the hands of Olave. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Second and 1 at the 28-yard line.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 1. To throw, it's Rattler. Now a short one caught by the tight end, Johnson. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
A gain of 15.
They get 15 on that gain. First down, New Orleans.
Just seems like every year, Mike, the tight end position just continues to grow within the passing game and establishes a bigger and bigger role. And listen, I know I'm biased, but if you want to have a good passing game, you better have a good tight end.
And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
This play here, Mike, is just all about the get-off of the defensive line. Watch how fast they go when that ball is snapped. Nowhere for this running back except to go down for a loss.
2nd and 11. Rattler now back to throw. He takes off. And he will score! Spencer Rattler. Touchdown, New Orleans. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Groupie now, on for the extra point. He knocks it through. The Saints are able to edge a bit closer.
42. Saints 28.
After the touchdown, it's Groupie to kick this one away. The return starts from the 5. And he'll manage to get this back only to about the 20-yard line. Matthew Stafford and the Rams offense getting set to go again. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, they're trying to keep it going. Back. On 1st and 10, Stafford. And he'll knock him down up beyond the 30. They get 11 and quickly pick up the first down.
These hitch routes, they're usually just designed to pick up a few safe yards. An easy completion, get some rhythm for your quarterback. However, this time, he's able to make a little magic happen after the catch and turn it into something much bigger than even they were probably anticipating.
The motion man is Nacua. They'll fake the handoff now. Stafford. That's out wide to Williams. Into space at the 45. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. 2 plays, 2 nice pickups to start the drive. This one a gain of 18.
A running back that can be used in the passing game is a handful for these defenses. And you can tell this offense, they're not shy getting this guy the ball. And I think the rest of this game, they're going to continue to see, hey, defense, do you have an answer for this guy?
Caught by Nakua on the out route. He'll be out of bounds. Decent pickup of 5 on first down.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
From the 46, here's second down and 4. To the air again, Stafford. And they're going to get to him and take him down, take him back to the other side of midfield. Chase Young getting in to drop him. It's a loss of 6, and it's third down.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the 3rd sack of the game. And this defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. From the gun, here's Stafford. That one into the hands of Atwell. 17 yards on that play. First down, L.A.
That's another Rams first down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Now, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up second down.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
They'll go again with Williams. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
He sniffed that one out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
Here now, 3rd and 5. Now Stafford. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. That's the 2nd time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards.
That's good for a Rams.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice first down pickup.
That's the way you want to run it on the first down. A gain of 7.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 10-yard line.
2nd down and 3. They'll run it with Williams. And they continue to be tough to stop. Chance to extend the lead even further as they are set up with 1st and goal.
And with that run, it puts them on the doorstep of the end zone. This has been a really impressive series up into this point, Mike. I mean, so much that anything less than a touchdown kind of feels like a letdown.
Back to throw is Stafford. To the goal line and in. Kyren Williams. Touchdown, Los Angeles. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Greg, nothing changed at halftime. They come right out to start this 3rd quarter and pick pick up where they left off.
Well, I think this defensive coordinator is going to think back to his halftime speech, Mike, because whatever adjustments he thought they made, it obviously didn't resonate. What we saw happen in the first half, they picked right back up here to start the third quarter, and at this point, the offense has hit its stride, and they continue to pull away.
On comes Joshua Carty for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Rams will extend this third quarter lead.
Saints 28.
So following the score, here's Evans to send it away. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he'll be taken down on the return on what will be the final play of this third quarter. So back and forth they go as we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10. Here's Rattler. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up 2nd down.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Working out of the gun, here's Rattler. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33. A gain there of 10 yards. It's good for a Saints 1st down.
Saints.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the second half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark. Just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late.
He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes.
This is what you don't want to see out of your quarterback. As that pocket starts to collapse, the good ones, they can keep their eyes downfield and feel the rush. They don't need to see the rush. Here, his eyes go down. He starts moving around the pocket, nowhere to go with the ball, and they bring him down for a sack.
Operating from the gun, it's Rattler. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard, which sets up 3rd down.
It's a gain of 2 yards, and it's 3rd down.
Third and long, and here's Rattler. That one downfield for Cooks. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. What a letdown for the defense. They allow a conversion on 3rd and 16.
1st down.
And it's the arm talent, Mike. It's on full display. His ability to step up in the pocket, get everything behind that ball, and throw a laser downfield. That's not a throw that all quarterbacks in the NFL are capable of making, and I think it was pretty good defense. Just turned out to be a better throw.
Throwing on 1st down, it's Rattler. Right back to Cooks. He's got another one. And it'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
A gain of 14.
Give them 14 on that one. First down, New Orleans.
And despite things looking pretty bleak at the moment, I think you got to respect the fact they're out there swinging. They're trying to pull off a double-digit comeback here in the fourth quarter.
Now Kamara. He's taken down just shy of the 10. Give him 15 more on that one. They are on the move. It's a first down.
First down.
Nice job by them getting the back to the perimeter. Then he's able to get outside, stick his foot in the ground, and then get vertical. Right down the numbers. Those are the type of runs this offense wants to see more of going forward.
A zone read here, and he's going to keep this himself. And he will score again. Spencer Rattler. Touchdown, Saints. Well, Greg, the light's still on way down at the end of the tunnel here. They are climbing back into this one with that touchdown here in the fourth quarter.
And they have a tall task ahead of them, Mike, but they have a chance. I mean, we've seen stranger things happen. They got a two-possession game here late. They're going to need a couple stops, and they're going to need a couple things to bounce their way.
On comes Blake Grupe for the PAT. It's up and through. And the Saints are able to cut into the deficit.
Saints 35.
After the touchdown, it's Grupe to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Corum. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Rams offense and Devontae Adams heading back onto the field. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early. Boy, did that pay great dividends to this point. Play action, Stafford. That'll be caught by the running back, Williams. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 5. Here's a handoff to Williams. And this is going to be a Rams first down. He has this one past the 35 to about the 37.
A 7-yard gain. And a Rams first down. First and 10.
And the key to this balanced attack, like the one we're seeing here, Mike, is that everything looks the same. The defense is constantly on their heels as they try to diagnose what play's coming next. That level of unpredictability gives them the edge on any given down.
And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down.
Taken down at the 41. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Stay on the ground with Corum. He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
A loss of a yard on
You know,
the
at
play.
this point, the
Brings up
defense
3rd
has to
and
sell out and
7.
stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down? Or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
He gets this complete, finding Adams. Closing in on 200 receiving yards for the game. He's been outstanding. That one good for a first down.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
That might end up being the backbreaker right now. This defense desperately needed to get off the field and give their offense a chance to cut into this 2-score lead. But instead, they now got to defend a fresh set of downs. And as you look up at this clock, they might be running out of time.
And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be second down.
7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Once again, it's Corum. And he will work this down inside the 40. That's going to be good enough to move the chains. First down.
Gain of 6. That's another Rams first down.
And the offensive line does a really nice job winning this play at the point of attack. And once he got the ball, all he had to really do was just find a crease and hit it, and he's able to pick up the first down.
First and 10 now from the 36. Stafford going to give it to Corum. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
On the tackle.
Coming off that edge, Mike, you have to quickly determine, is this a pass or is it a run? And once he realized it was a run, he's able to shed his blocker, make the play, no gain.
Second and 10. Now it's a bootleg with Stafford. That's hauled in on the left behind the Nakua. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, inside the 20s. Closing in on 200 receiving yards for the game. He's been outstanding. That one good for a first down. On first and 10, it's Corum. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4.
Keith Werner on the stop. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 11-yard line.
They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. The motion man is Nakua. Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. And they continue to churn out first downs. What a drive. It continues now with first and goal.
Good for a Rams first down. First and goal at the 5-yard line.
Send a man in motion right. Stafford. They'll set up the screen here to Corum. And he gets to the outside and takes it in. Blake Corum. Touchdown, Rams. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Cardi now to add the extra point. He's got it, and the Rams will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter.
56, Saints 35.
So following the score, here's Evans to send it away. Jones now on the return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
First and 10.
The Saints offense and Spencer Rattler set to take over once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go. And he's turned a number of those into big plays. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
Second and 4 at the 32-yard line.
From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun, it's Rattler. Got it into the hands of Olave. And he'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
A gain of 5.
Doing a nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
On 1st and 10, it's Rattler. He's going to tuck it and go.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
From the 41, here's 2nd down and 7. Throwing is Rattler. Oh, they're on him in a flash, and he lost the football. And fortunately, Saint was able to get on it quick, so they're going to keep the ball.
And they should consider themselves lucky. You can't let a pass rusher through that quickly and not expect there to be consequences. Fortunately, they're at least able to fall on it and prevent this from being a complete disaster.
Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Throwing on 2nd down. Rattler. Throw right side to Olave. He got a lot of what he needed, but just not enough. The mark is a couple of yards shy of the 1st down. Here comes 4th down.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike. How well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not sure how you guard.
And he is going to have the Saints 1st down, it would appear. Yes, he does, by a full yard. They get the conversion on 4th and 2.
Sometimes it's just the obvious decision that's the correct one. I mean, the offensive line and their ability to win at the point of attack, all you need is one guy to displace the defender and just move him, and that's exactly where the play is designed to go. So you earn the trust to keep the ball on the ground in these gotta-have-it moments, and they come through.
He was trying to get it to Alvin Kamara that time, and it'll lead to a 2nd down.
I got high standards for offensive players, but in this case, Mike, I think I'm giving all the credit to the defender. He timed that one up perfectly, and what could have been an easy play ends up as an incomplete.
To throw, it's Rattler. Here's a screen coming for Kamara. And a good job rallying to the football. Holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
On 3rd down, it's Rattler. And on 3rd down, that ball's incomplete.
That's just a brutal miss, especially on 3rd down. If he delivers a good ball, Mike, that's a completion, 1st down, and this drive is alive. And I think he just tried to be a little too perfect, and he overshoots his target, and he's not there in time to reel it in.
The offense not coming off the field, and here's 4th down. They're going for it. Here's Rattler. That's taken in. And he's going to have a Saints 1st down as this defense can't come up with the play they need. They surrender a gain of 17 on 4th down.
These can be tricky situations defensively, right? The game is all but over. Barring something unforeseen, you got this one in the bag, but you still want to finish on a high note. You still want to walk off the field and put an exclamation point on what's pretty much been a dominant performance right from the start.
And he'll be run out of bounds. It's a good game. On 1st down, they pick up 7 yards.
25-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Here's 2nd and 2. The motion there, tight end Johnson. Off play action. Here's Rattler. He'll step up and run this.
These plays just kill you on defense. The pressure's good, but you have to contain them. Quarterback does a nice job of escaping the pocket, turns into a runner, scrambles for positive yardage.
They'll look to pick this up, 3rd and a yard. On 3rd and a yard, it's Rattler. He manages to get the throw away and completes it. That's catch 3 just on this drop. And it gets his team a first down.
3rd down is when we see so many tight ends around the league really make their money. They operate in the middle of the field. They're a big, easy target for the quarterback. And even if they are covered, Mike, they're not really ever covered.
Here's Rattler on 1st and 10. Oh, he's going to be followed up and taken down. They got him.
Feels like they needed that sack. This entire drive, it feels like the defense was really on their heels. The offense was taking it to them really however they wanted to. So to be able to take a deep breath now, disrupt the rhythm of the drive by getting that sack, that might go a long way now to allow them to get off the field.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Looking to throw, Rattler. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it. Get about 6 before he's taken down.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that. This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, like, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end, and at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
That's going to be incomplete. They felt compelled to go for it on 4th and long. That was a big ask, and the defense turns them away. Kyren Williams and the Rams offense ready to get back to work. And a few kneel downs should do it here. Defensively, they do still have those 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. On the ground is Corum to start the drive. A gain of 4 as he's taken down.
Pete Werner on the tackle. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 17-yard line.
2nd and 5. Atwell sent in motion here. On 2nd down, Corum. And this is going to be a Rams first down as he gets up to the 24.
A 7-yard gain. And the Rams first down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
So anytime you're trying to defend one of these bigger backs in the league, Mike, the key you're going to hear every defensive coach preach is we've got to get penetration and we've got to stop his feet before he hits the line of scrimmage. If these backs are able to get a full head of steam downhill at or past the line of scrimmage, there's going to be broken tackles, there's going to be yards after contact, and that's what we saw here.
So it's a win here for the Rams. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. But in the end, got a few more defensive stops than their opponents did, and that was the difference in this one. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olsen and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. The Rams are victorious as we say so long from SoFi.